One of the things we never really achieved, guys, was the ability to sell tickets. We were always chasing radio airplay and doing free shows for the station, and they would get people in.
And then package touring.
And
not
doing
have
support slots.
Yeah.
Right, stuff like that. But we weren't really cultivating our rabid fan base. But man, we're going to Dayton, Ohio. We have sold out a 1,000-seat venue on our own, real tickets. There's 2 stations in town playing the song in heavy rotation. I'm thinking, man, there might be a little crack in the door, some light, seeping in. I go to the record stores in Dayton, Ohio when we get to town, and I can't find our CD anywhere.
That's a story.
I just about had a nervous breakdown. And I called Conrad and Jay, and I just lost it. I'm like, what am I doing? Again, my marriage was literally falling apart. As much as I tried to rehabilitate it between
and this
records
is when
2 and 3.
touring was made to promote your record versus the way it is now, where you put out records to promote shows.
Yeah, what do you call? Is that a product manager you have at a label that's in charge of getting it out? Different product manager with every record,
different sales.
And
sales
I forget
reps.
who the person was there, but they just weren't interested. They were getting way too much juice from the new Pumpkins and the new Lenny Kravitz. And I get it, but we're out here busting our ass and working harder than anyone. And when that record wasn't there, it broke my back.
Yeah.
It broke my spirit. And, one guy's got a drug problem, the other guy's an alcoholic. Everyone's marriage is in the toilet. And it was literally like we just ran the white flag up the pole and said, Uncle.
Yeah.
We've had enough. Let me up. I've had enough.
Before we jump out of Brother Kane world, the Van Halen tour had to be epic, had to be, you went from playing cover versions of these songs to sharing the deck and those guys being peers. Tell me something about that tour that made the hair on your arm stand up.
Yeah, it was a dream come true in every way. Several great moments. The very first show we did with him, ironically, was in Dayton, Ohio. We supported him there. And first day we pull up in the van and the trailer, pulling our gear. We go into catering. And their legendary tour manager, Scotty Ross, came over and introduced himself. And he kind of pulled me off to the side. And he said, "Hey, Damon, I understand you're a big fan." I said, "Bro, this is massive." He goes, "Well, if you want to go down and say hi to Eddie, he's in the dressing room." Dude, I split catering as fast as I could, and I'm headed to the dressing room. And I go to all their doors. I mean, they had 6 dressing rooms. I can't find Ed anywhere. And I'm like, well, maybe he's taking a nap, or I'll go back to my dressing room and I'll catch up with him later. I walk into our dressing room, and Eddie Van Halen is on the other side of the room going through our ice box, with all the Gatorade and the sodas and stuff like that. And I just something told me to make light of it. And I said, "Hey, man, why don't you go to your own dressing room and get your own drinks?" And he spun around, that big laugh, that big smile. He walked over to me, he kissed me on my cheek, which I came to find out later, that's just how he and Alex are. They were raised that way. They kiss everybody on the cheek. And I mean, I got goosebumps right now, man, just telling the story again. He goes, "You must be Damon." I said, "That's me, man." And we just, it was epic. It was epic. So many great stories. They were so good to us. And listen, they had bigger bands supporting them on that run. But I came to find out that Sammy was a huge fan of Van Fool's Shine On. And I guess when our name had come up in discussions for support act, he's like, "Oh, I love that song. Yeah, let's get those guys." To play Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center in my hometown, the venue I saw Van Halen in with Roth in 1980, the show that just changed my life. To get to open for them, 15 years later was, it's the stuff
That's
of,
unbelievable.
That's the
it's the stuff of legend.
Stuff dreams
Yeah.
are made of, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.